All right. Okay, we're ready.
Are you done over there? All right. Hey, everybody, if you would go ahead and put yourselves on mute. This won't be too long of a call. Jen asked me to speak on a couple of end of the year housekeeping stuff that you guys can do for your businesses, kind of what we are doing for ours. So I'm going to pull this over here. So anyways, wanted to talk about those. Okay. And for all those of you that are watching on Facebook and everything, when you're watching this, just put a like and everything. It not only helps obviously my ego, but it also helps bring it up in people's feeds, which is a good thing. Facebook is king when it comes to these things. So as you like things and as you comment on things, remember that Facebook reads it in the algorithms. That's also very important when you're making posts for yourself. Obviously, that you go ahead and do that, and you like and comment on your things because it's extremely important that they do. And the more that you do that, the more Facebook will determine that your post is an authority post or whatnot. That's why you may notice that you may get likes on your photo 3-4 days later after you post something. Well, we all know that things show up on your feed and then they disappear. So it's just proof that different things will show up on your feed regardless of when you do it. So make sure that you're doing that. Okay. End of the year and beginning of the year. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Obviously, as we get ready to wrap up our year, we need to determine and we need to reflect and we need to project. So those are going to be my 3 topics. Determining, reflecting, and then projecting. So obviously, if we end this year doing what we've done and we don't make a different plan, we're going to continue to do what we did already. And for some, that may be a good thing. So if you're happy with what you're doing, if you're happy with what you've done, then you may be happy of where you're going. So that's okay. If you're not, or if there are things that you want to do better, this is the time that we use proverbially to recognize those things. We all know that you can change. There's a couple of unwritten rules that people don't realize. You can actually change the course of your life after the first of the month. It doesn't have to be January New Year's resolution. And you can, in fact, start a fitness program on a different day except Monday. But nobody seems to know that. So we'll go along with what people know. And that's, we know that new year is new beginning, etc. So we want to utilize that. The best thing that we can do is, one of the things that we need to do is we need to start reflecting on what we've done. Journaling, if you've not journaled already, I highly recommend it. It's extremely important to journal. But even if you haven't, it'd be a good idea to maybe do a life in review. So I was having a call with one of the coaches I work with on a weekly basis today, and we were talking about what happened in November. So because November didn't work out like the person wanted, still got her goals, but didn't work out just like she wanted. So one of the things that we like to do is we like to actually name and claim what happened in the month that possibly could have made it so we didn't reach our goal, or that things set aside. Did we have sickness? Did we have financial issues? Did we have a plumbing problem? Did we have a job situation? Things of that nature. Not so much excuses, but also like where our month went. We do this all the time. Jennifer and I will look and we'll say, where the heck did all the money go? Right? So the people that say, where did the money go, are probably not people that have good accounting skills that live within a budget. So if you don't live within a budget, you don't really know where your money is going because you don't earmark it for anything. The same thing could easily be said about your business time. You sit at the end of the day and you'll say, where'd the day go? Where'd the week go? Where'd the month go? Very much you probably could be a person that doesn't have a lot of time earmarked or scheduled, or even if you do, you get sidetracked. I asked Jennifer today, she was going to do her schoolwork from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. And about 3 p.m., I asked her how it was going. And she hadn't started it yet because she got responding to somebody about something. And that led her to Facebook, which had her looking something on Facebook, which then had her looking on Amazon somehow. So the derailment process is very common and happens to all of us. However, the more we recognize that derailment, the more that we can start to adjust it. So looking back on like our year, we can definitely determine some very important and some very milestone things that, some milestone things that happened where we can say, all right, well, this is where we were in January, February, March. This is what happened to us in July, etc. The reason why that's important is because it's interesting to know what has happened so we can make our changes in our world. And I don't want to say anything that would maybe be shame-based, because I don't want to do that. That's not my intentions at all. One of the easiest things to do would be to reflect back at your goals that you made in 2016 and finding out what you hit, where you missed, what you did wrong, what's different in your life. The reason why I say I don't want to be shame-based is because you may not have written them in 2016. So I don't want to say, well, that was the mistake. However, when we're looking at the first part I wanted to talk about is I would really encourage everyone to write down what their goals are for the year. Breaking it up, as I've always taught people, into a year-long goal, half-a-year goal, and quarter goals. And please, whatever you do, don't make them just about business. Make them equal. Like we have what we call the pie of our family. We've made this rule that we've determined that we are 10 individual pieces of a pie that make up Jennifer and I. Thank you for the like, baby. So you know what I mean? So Jennifer and I have like 10 different things that we make up without going into too much detail, but we have our son, we have our business, we have our faith, we have our traveling, we have our schoolwork, we have our business, we have our motorcycle club, we have our intimacy, we have our dates, etc. So we try to set everything out and we said, all right, this is the 10 things that make up who we are to make sure that we are trying to get as equal pieces of the pie as we can. The reason being is because as you go to in other areas, if you don't work your life like that, you're going to find that you've probably always got a deficit somewhere else. And if you're always working out of a deficit, you're always going to be working out of anxiety. So if I take the day off and I spend all day with my son or my wife, I may find that I'm now really behind in my work the next day. So now my son and my wife, who got to spend the day with me, get to see me go really crazy the next 2 days because I didn't get my work done. Then God forbid you make the slip up and say, well, I spent all day with you yesterday, I got to make up for today. Now you actually would have better off doing none of that, because now you've actually hurt yourself, you've hurt your business, you've hurt your family, and it wasn't your intentions. You're actually intending to do the right thing. So as you're trying to fit your pie, your schedule, and no one likes to be completely regimented, like, okay, I'm going to work Beachbody from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Nobody wants to be that regimented. And if you can, that's great. I can't be. But if you've got your life written down, just like your budget, your time is your budget, your life is your budget. I have these things that I want to make sure that I am supporting. I want to support my business. I want to support my family. I want these goals. Okay, so write those down. For us, our resolutions are going to be extremely client-focused this year. I know, Jennifer, we've been talking about it a lot. In fact, everyone's probably going to get postcards from us very shortly, actually outlining what our vision is for next year. So I don't want to go into too much detail for it. But I will say that as we reflect, where I said where we are right now, we're in a reflection stage to determine why are we where we're at. And just because you're somewhere doesn't mean you're a bad thing. But I will say that this year we don't have for us, our reflection is we do not have a lot of transformation successes from our customers or coaches that we are very proud of. Which then would make us believe why we don't have a lot of new coaches that are interested in working the business is because we don't have the people that have the transformations. So if we as a team, in fact, one of our speakers spoke about it on at Fit Family at our retreat. He was speaking about Fit Family is known for being very product centered, getting people that really enjoy this business, really enjoy the products. We probably have the highest ratio of our coaches that must go to Super Saturday. That must go to the Super Workout. They go to Summit. They wait in line for the photos. Getting a photo with Autumn Calabrese is such an amazing thing for them. It touches their life. The reason being is because we've sponsored so many people, this entire team has, that really live and breathe the products and really live and breathe the lifestyle. So because we have that, we're able to get people that really become what I would say lifers. Well, what I noticed with us, and I can't speak for everyone, but what I noticed with us, this year we didn't get a lot of new people that were gung-ho, Beachbody. I'm getting a Shakeology tattoo on my left buttocks. Okay, we didn't get many of those people. Now there are other people. Sarah's laughing; she got one. There are other people, and she didn't show me, but it's one of those rumors. We'll just let go. We'll fly with it. Anyway, but what I'm saying is we didn't get a lot of that, and we don't know why. We didn't really do anything, but I think that Jennifer brought up a profound point. She stopped asking them to be gung-ho in love with the products. Right? She used to have this form. In fact, she started doing this form again that asks people like an agreement. I think you even posted about it in Fit Family, right? Oh, you didn't? Okay. Well, she has this form that when you sign up with her for a challenge, and some of you that are her coaches may have had this, is she actually makes you agree to submit your results, makes you agree that you are going to be engaged in the challenge group. You are going to willing to take your photos. You are going to do these things and really encouraging those items. Carl brought up when we were in leadership and as well as in Summit about his binder. Those successes are how he judges his company. So going forward, I know that Jennifer and we've set a goal for our business to have 50% of the people that join our challenge group submit their results for the Beachbody Challenge. Realistically, that's still an F, right? You know what I mean? But it's a realistic goal based on the numbers that we have that says if we're going to be Success Club 10 every month, then we're going to want at least 5 people to be going through the program legitimately and going and winning that Beachbody Challenge. We always discuss one of the best things about Beachbody is we're so much more than a product. We're not a product-driven company. We don't have this one product that we hang our hat on. We have this true lifestyle experience. We have this ability to reach people that need help far beyond fitness. We know that people need help in their personal lives, in their marriages, just in overall well-being. And we as coaches, we take on that role. We put that on us and of actually doing that. And a lot of times we may put stuff on us that doesn't belong to us. We talked about that in the retreat. Is so many times because we're an emotional style business that even when we do sign challengers and whatnot, we sometimes take on their problems as our own. And that's a very bad thing. And it's, I think I'm 6-8 weeks ahead of Jennifer in my master's. So I can speak as the senior life coach in this family since I'm 8 weeks ahead of her, even though she's writing a paper right now. But anyways, I could say that you're not allowed to do that. One of the things that we need to change is you can't take on others people's stuff as your own. It's just can't, because all you're going to do is you're going to make it so you can't help them either. You're going to not help them, and you're not going to help you. Okay, so every time our counselor has us do this, every time you want to take on something that doesn't belong to you, find an object in the house, pick it up, and carry it around with you, and carry it all day with it. Just keep it in your arms. So as you take on other people's things, just keep on grabbing them until you can no longer function yourself. And that is what it means to take on other people's things. We know that people have these desires to get fit, get healthy, but we absolutely know that they believe that either they're going to fail, or they believe that they're going to not do it, or that they're just not going to tell anybody about it. Okay, so we need to understand right from the start that our people are not really thinking they're going to succeed. And it's sad, but we've got to accept that. We've got to accept that they don't know that they're going to succeed. What we can do as coaches is actually make sure that they believe that. One of the things that I was talking to Tanya last week on our call was that it's so important that you have a call. I would schedule a call with your new customers or whatnot within 24 to 48 hours after they sign. Or after they buy your product. That way you can get on the phone with them and you can make a connection with them personally that goes beyond this realm of the internet or whatnot, and actually tells them and actually address the elephants in the room. Okay. But don't say that in case they're really large. I don't want them to think you called them an elephant. But it's just a saying. I didn't make it. You know what I mean? Make it. Thank you, babe. So, it's just, you want to make sure that people know that I think there's a tendency to fail in this business, in this workout. There's a tendency that you're not going to achieve your goals, but we know that's not going to be you. I want to make sure that that's not you, and getting people and calling them out while they're the most excited may help keep on some people. Remember that for us, our resolution goal is that we get people submit to the Beachbody Challenge. Whether they're going to win or not win, it doesn't matter. We want them submitting to the challenge. If they're submitting the challenge, if they're doing it, we want them to get their shirts. We need more advocates out there for what we're doing. I believe, and like I said, I'm not all Beachbody. I'm not all this all the time like Jennifer and most of our coaches are, but I do believe 100% that there's no other MLM, multi-level marketing business out there that has as great of a residual plan as this one does. This one, you can make the most money residually and take it from people that were in bad places for a long time. This business continued to pay us when we didn't show up like we should. So it has the best residuals, and it has the best life-changing experiences out of anything that I've heard, bar none. You may be Rodan and Fields, you love it, but there are not going to be people that said that they were suicidal and then they changed their lipstick and everything worked. You know what I mean? We actually change lives. However, the asterisk is because we change lives, it's very difficult. So as we move forward, getting people to do that challenge is so important. You're going to find that your quality coaches are going to come from your quality challengers. As your challengers get the results, you're going to want to not only get them to share their results, not so much for coaching, but so that they can pay it forward. Then you're going to want to take, like Scotty was telling us on his call, I think he said he had 48 people this year. How many people did he say that he put on his blog? Transformation stories.
Something like that. Like
Maybe 30 or 40 people. My point is, though, that he took their stories and put it on their blog, and he's paying their journey forward. Whether they want to do it or not, he's doing it. So he's the one out there. And if you go on his blog, if you go to scottyhobbs.com, you'll actually see him talk about people that he is influencing, and he's paying that forward. So doesn't matter what we've done. It doesn't matter where we are. It doesn't matter how long you're in the business. You're going to find that you've got to be able to brush off anything that's happened, whatever goal you didn't want to meet. We talked about this at the retreat, so I don't want to rehash it. But we talked about Jennifer built, when she made the decision to build a huge business, Jennifer built a mid-six-figure business in 2 years. Okay, so it doesn't matter that you've already been 2 years. Maybe you've been here 5 years. It makes no difference. Your 2 years or whatever the number is, I don't want to speak that, but it could start whenever you make that conscious decision that you're on the journey to do it. So that is important. So making goals. If you do not make goals for what you expect out of your business or your family next year, there's no way that you can expect others to. Make sure that you are inviting people in different ways, taking the ability to learn new skills. Like Scotty talked a lot about Instagram stories and whatnot, learning those skills that you can reach new people. The best thing that you can do for yourselves is to leave wherever you are, good, bad, or anything. You leave it here. This game, this year's already been done. You cannot relive this year. If you start next year, especially if you're not where you wanted, if you start next year hurting about this year, you're going to have nothing different in 2018 than you did in 2017. It's going to be the exact same thing. So for us, I know it's a looking forward situation where we are. There are always going to be people that are going to say, hey, look what's happened. This is what we were. This is everything. And you know what? That's okay. It is okay. There's not a forest that's been burned down by fires that's not just reblooming, regrowing. They're not thinking about what they were. They're thinking about what they're going to be. So it really doesn't matter where you are in your business, whether you've got one customer or 500 customers. It matters that you have a desire to get more customers. It matters that you have a desire to get more coaches. So that's an important thing going forward, looking forward, making sure that you're registered for Summit, making sure that you're going through those things to say, you know what, I'm in on this. I'm all in on this. You know, this business is 100% belief. It's really 100% belief. I have seen people that have no network marketing skills, no business skills, no real, but they believe that this way is the way for them. They have the belief. And I watch it and I see that happen, and they go by blind faith and say, okay, I know that I've got to be at Summit. I know that I've got to be at Winter Summit. I know that I've got to be at Super Saturday, etc. One of the things on our goals, I'm going to tell you, if you're one of the people that doesn't go to Super Saturday, doesn't go to Summit, doesn't do these things, and doesn't get all in on the business, who do you think you're going to attract? Now, I will tell you, we were talking about this when Jennifer first started. The people that she attracted were workout fanatics. They loved it. They loved every bit of it. We were talking about like the first 20 people that were in her network. I mean, they were like, wow, right?
Yeah. Actually,
Or you got 5 minutes.
okay. Speaking of Super Saturdays, like I think a lot of us kind of brushed them off a little bit. But I remember like in my first year of coaching, or maybe it was a little bit later, because it was something that happened with Nicole Murray. And Nicole Murray lives in Pittsburgh, which if you guys know, Jacqueline's in that area, but it's very much a beach body land over there because you've got Melanie Mitro and all this stuff. So anyways, I remember waking up early one morning to go to Super Saturday, and Nicole Murray had also woken up early, and she was super excited because I think it was her very first one that she was going to. And we were texting each other back and forth about it. And we were talking about how we were wearing like our nice makeup. And like, for those of you guys, maybe you're not into makeup, but like sometimes you have like your everyday makeup, and then you have like your nice stuff like that you got from MAC and Sephora and whatever. So I just like remember it was like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm wearing my nice stuff. I'm going to Super Saturday. And now it's just kind of like, I'll watch the replay, you know, but there's just such a difference in the excitement and enthusiasm level of actually being excited about an event. You know? Right.
So it was something that I brought up, especially using my analogy for being a police officer. The longer a person is a police officer, the less active they become. both physically. When they first start, you can't get them to go lay down and stop. Then as they get longer and longer in the business, you can't get them to go make an arrest. It's just like, gosh, if the guy gets in the back of his car, he'll say, look, I'm getting off in 3 hours. Can you go find someone else to get in? Like I got 5 warrants. There'll be another cop. Just go find that guy. So the very same thing happens in our lives. So as we get a rejuvenated, the bottom line is no matter what you do, it's always going to come down to having to start somewhere and build a team. So if you're going to build a team, might as well build it right here. So there becomes this thing where you've got to change your mindset. Once you change your mindset and you say, you know what, I'm all in, I'm excited again, the best thing you can do is pay it forward and be excited vocally, share your journey, share your goals, making that dream board for your goals. You can only skip so many steps in an ingredient pie before the dang thing doesn't taste like a pie anymore. Okay, you've got to at least hit some of it. You can be a little off here and there, but you're still going to taste the difference. You're like, I wonder what that is. But if you start exchanging sugar for salt, you're going to know the difference. You just are. I think what happens is people know it's just one ingredient, right? Maybe it was only a couple teaspoons. You're going to know the difference in why. And it's still going to, I think, look like a pie. And you're going to be like, why isn't it different? Why is it different? It's because you're probably working it differently. So for us, sitting down with that mindset, yes, I'm sitting down to do my invites. Yes, there's going to be people that say no, etc. We're in a business where we're going to get a lot of no's. That's okay. We're going to reread, go for no. We're going to do these things. These are things that Jennifer and I wrote down on our goal board. We're going to go for no. We're going to be excited about the no's. Jim Rohn talked about how no's were so exciting because he knows he's that much closer to a yes. If that's how we feel, why is it the very first time we talk to somebody, we complain about the no's? Either we believe it or we don't believe it. So if we're like, oh, I'm so excited, I've got another no, I'm that much closer to a yes, then you get on the phone and you complain because everyone's a no. So either it's what we believe or we don't believe. There's no question in my mind, there's not a better way to make a financial living than in network marketing. If you disagree with me in any way or you don't have my enthusiasm, you need to go read Eric Worre again. You need, what's the name of the book? GoPro, and you need to read Rock Your Network Marketing Business. Those are the 2 books. Read them and reread them. Doesn't matter. And I'll close with this. And I was talking to Robin today about this. Sometimes you may have this thought, well, I'm not good at this, or I'm not good at that, or something's a little off. You don't always have to go to a big PD book to get it. A lot of us are very smart. Well, all of us are smart. We made these decisions. Do a search. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just do a search for what I think I'm lacking in. There are so many good articles. Jennifer's actually doing a 3-page report on an article right now. Think about that. She didn't go read a full book. Did you like the article? So it was an article, 5 pages long or whatnot. You may, if you're struggling somewhere, go on the internet and just find something to read to give you a little bit of motivation. Don't be afraid to jump on YouTube and look for something specifically. I know that for me, like when I'm reading the Bible, I'll specifically go to what I'm wanting to hear about. If I'm wanting to hear about marriage, or if I'm wanting to read about, maybe prosperity, I'll just go and I'll read those verses. So you don't always, you can go for that shorter version and then expand. So please write what your goals are, take it seriously, understand that 2017, whether you had a good year, a bad year, a not so good year, it's over in 20 some days. Can't do anything about it. It is over. Okay. So we can start new no matter what. So I think that's what I had. Do you want to close this out?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Well, I mean, yes and no, but I liked what you said. And I think that, definitely, like I saw, like even starting back from the Success Club trip, I saw a huge shift in how Carl was really talking and emphasizing about the transformations. And I do see that that's something I personally lack in my business. And I know that if it's something I'm experiencing, then it's usually something that other people are experiencing too. And I'm trying, I'm personally like making a commitment to find new ways to like get people to actually like submit results. And I have my own thoughts as to why some of it has changed. And I think it kind of has, like with BOD, people hop around and try different programs instead of like getting a DVD set in the mail where they're like, oh, 21-day fix, I'm doing it day 1, day 21. So it's it's a little different. That's a whole different call in itself probably, but either way, it's about like innovating and, finding new ways to make things work. But as long as our heart is in the right place of wanting to help people, meet their goals and live healthy and fulfilling lives, I think that like we're on the right track there. Like that's the correct foundation. We just have to like figure out new ways to make it work so that people are following through with the goals that they said they wanted.
Right. I agree. Cool. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Any questions, comments, go into the group under this call, post. I definitely appreciate everyone logging on there. I believe that we're going to have a very prosperous 2018. Like I had said in the retreat a couple times, we built this 6-figure business with one other person. Jen started with one person, and it grew to 2 to 5 to 10. So as you go out and you're looking for that quality person and you're excited. The bottom line is you can fake it. You can believe you're faking it, but your enthusiasm will shine through to people. So be enthusiastic. We're not at this 20, 30 years. Be enthusiastic. There's no reason to be bored with what we're doing. It's not boring. It may seem mundane at times. We've got to figure out how to change that mundaneness. All right. That's all I had. Guys, have a wonderful week, and we'll
have a great week, guys.
See you next week. On.